Welcome to A Drop of Happy, where we focus on carefree, stress well, light and lively living while loving and reviewing entertainment art tidbits. As you know, if you've listened before, this is the podcast arm to my blog, lightv.com, and I am your host, Wanda Toby, and my whole thing and my whole focus is bringing you stress management tips, merging it with the creative flow, the creative aspects of life, which a big chunk is arts and entertainment. And basically, I'm not about reinventing the wheel, but using what you've got to get through what you got going on in life. There it is. That's the plan. And although I have a lot of reviews to put together, but I need to get my whole life together. Yes, I need to get my whole life together. As somebody who kind of focuses on stress management and keeping things together, I'm a little bit of a over-analyzer and critical of my own life because it's always a mess. I feel like it's always a mess. Which is not healthy, by the way. Like, you should have a healthy balance of mess and good stuff, right? Like, so let's just put that out there. With that being said, I am about to start grad school again. I'm a glutton for punishment, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe we'll talk about that on another podcast. But just a little background, why I think I could even talk about this stuff, why I think I could even talk about stress management and all that good stuff really quick if I haven't done it before. I am a certified rehab counselor. I have a master's of health science. I am also a registered nurse. I also have a bachelor's in sociology, which I'm going to be honest, I only used to get me into grad school. And now I've decided to go to grad school to get my MBA? What am I thinking? Anyway, and most of my career I've probably worked with folks in every aspect of stress, as it relates to health and well-being and their wellness. Prior to being a nurse, I worked with a rehab company. I worked with people with traumatic brain injury. I worked with people in many capacities. And then I was a emergency management planner turned into emergency management director at a local health department. And then I became a nurse because I worked for the state and they helped pay for me to go to school. So I did. So then I became a nurse and then, I became an ER nurse. Hello. So I've seen a lot of times the impact that stress can have. And when I wanted to specialize and do something else in nursing, being that I'm a jack of all trades, I feel like I'm a jack of all trades, which is why I went to work in the ER. I thought the best thing was to go into holistic medicine, like become a holistic nurse. But then I discovered stress management. And that is all encompassing. So that's why I just work to bring stress management tips and realizing the importance of the arts and creative outlet and how helpful that it can be in managing stress. So I merged the two together and here I am. So with that being said, let's talk about my article that I published. And I'm like, I hate to say it. I know a lot of people don't care for it, but I'm like a social media, I'm not going to say nut, but I be on there. I'll be on the Twitters, the Clock app, the Facebook app. Yeah, some of them more than others, obviously, but, I was on one of them and an interesting topic came up. I think it was TikTok. It was the Clock app and the Bird app. So what I want to talk about is misconceptions of stress. there are a lot of myths about stress, but this one is very interesting, particularly misconceptions about stress and success, right? Success, according to the good old Oxford Dictionary, is the accomplishment of an aim or purpose. I feel like in these here Americas, we really do hold a great deal of value, not only on success, right, but financial success. I would like to think mainly that this is because of what financial success brings us, like what financial success means to us in the way of having some level of freedom. Because ultimately that's what people want, like freedom to live their lives the way they want to live their lives. And the way to do that is to get financial success. Interestingly enough, when somebody appears to be successful, like they have the financial wealth or they're making a great deal of money, doing what they love, we seem to think that they don't have any problems. They don't have any stress. Like time and time again, I have witnessed people trivialize the issues that people with money may experience. That was really, really evident a few weeks ago when Tik Toker Mikayla Nogueira, I'm definitely saying that wrong. So basically, she's this TikToker, lots and lots of followers. After having a long day, she kind of expressed that being an influencer was like hard work, and like, well, I want to see you guys try to be an influencer or something like that. Did it come off a little snarky and a little something? Yes, I can understand why it rubbed people the wrong way. At 13.6 million followers, her saying it the way that she said it, ooh, honey child, it was not well received. It was not well received at all. The backlash that this TikToker received, I tell you, like, man, it was a lot. Listen, it was extreme. It was insulting. It was depreciating. It was really, really harsh. Like, they called her all types of names, all types of threats, all types of something, because she is someone that makes a lot of money. Not only does she make a lot of money, I mean, she makes a lot of money on social media, and some people might think, oh, it's a little frivolous, because she makes a lot of money, like sharing makeup tips and things like that. So did they come for her? Yes, they came for her with a vengeance. But I will say that after a long day, she probably wasn't thinking clearly, and I watched it. Yes, she definitely could have expressed herself a little better than she did, because yes, she came off a little, I'm not going to say snarky. She came off a little self-absorbed. However, folks, pause, pump the brakes. However, that did not and should not give people the right to attack her the way they did. Attack her personally, attack her. I mean, she didn't physically get attacked, but threatened. That was crazy, and that was over the top. Definitely unnecessary. However, we also see that callousness, right? When a celebrity is found to have committed suicide, and people say things like, well, how hard could their life has been with all that money and stuff? Come on now. Recently, Luvvie Ajayi, she wrote, she wrote a couple of books. She wrote I'm Judging You, and then she has another book that's coming out, Professional Troublemaker. I actually know her from blogging. Like, that's how I know her from. That's where she got her. That's where I know her, shooting to fame after many years of blogging. But she is a talented writer turned author. And she talked about how hard it is to be a CEO of her multi-million-dollar brand. Okay. And the flip side to this, and this is what I'm talking about, like there's a way that Mikayla could have said it, because although many people were able to relate to this sentiment, particularly like business owners who are doing their own thing in their own business, and they related to the sentiment of how hard it is to be your own CEO and all that. I'm sure, I didn't get to read through all, but I'm sure that there was some who probably will come out the woodwork and be like, make disparaging comments as to why she should be grateful and all that good stuff. With Luvvie, she does have a gift of the pen, and she was able to more eloquently express the difficulties that go along with being a solopreneur, and not only doing it on your own, but dealing with the success of it all and things like that. So she was definitely able to convey and didn't get quite the backlash. But here's the thing that I find interesting, nevertheless. With perceived success in America, it really seems like the majority of people think that somehow negates the realities of stress. Like, hello? It goes along with this idea that we can be stress-free, which is also a myth. No such thing as being stress-free. And money, though nice, because I sure could use some coins right now. Okay? That doesn't do away with the personal stressors that you may feel. Not at all. And I will keep saying it till I'm blue in the face. Blue in the face. There is no such thing as being stress-free. Somehow we've actually fooled ourselves into believing that if we attain wealth, our stressors will melt away. Or if we attain a level of success, or if we get to that goal, we just gonna be less stressed or what have you. Now, success and financial gains do tip the scale because it does allow us to have access to resources, right? And those resources can then be used to assist us with situations that may rise, right? With situations that may increase stress in our lives. So it makes managing and maneuvering stressful situations better. Let's not deny that. I'm not trying to deny that at all. Okay? Yes, having some extra coins makes you have more access to resources. Period, point blank, which makes you better equipped to deal with this stuff. However, successful people still have stress. And that could be you. And that could be you when you accomplish that next goal if you're not there yet. So don't think when you get to that next level that your problems or all your problems or your stressors will miraculously be solved. Not only do they still have stress, they still have to build resilience and coping mechanisms and create a space that will allow them to properly address and deal with stressful events, right? Because what good is it if you have access to the wealth, to the means, but you don't use it in the right way? So you still have to have coping mechanisms. You still have to have a level of awareness that allows you to properly channel those resources, because you can use those resources for negative things. You can use those resources to engage in behaviors that negatively impact or that increase your stress. So there is a level of awareness that you have to have. The basic understanding of stress and stress management is important because as we continue to move forward in life and accomplish our goals, we have to accept that that does not necessarily mean all of our difficult situations will be easily resolved. This, of course, allows us to be better prepared to handle the difficult times when they do come upon us. And they will come upon us. They will come upon everybody because life ebbs and flows. It has ups and downs, right? Having a better handle, having an understanding of what it is to engage in stress management. And you have to have this regardless of how much money you have. or how successful you are, because success doesn't necessarily have to just mean money, right? It really does allow us to make plans for how we'll deal with disappointments, setbacks, failures, and anything else that will inevitably happen regardless of our level of success. You may feel that once you have accomplished your goal and arrived, hey, you've arrived, okay, that all your problems will be solved and you will find happiness. Baby, listen, stuff and situations do not and will not necessarily lead to personal fulfillment, joy, and mental wellness if we are not willing to address our resiliency and coping skills, okay? It doesn't matter if I'm deciding, like, I got all this money, so I am just going to binge on alcohol, binge on drugs, or just be reckless with my money, be reckless with my life, be reckless with the situation. Yes, that can happen because we don't have the proper poking because we don't have the proper coping skills. We must continue to take care of our inner self and remain mindful of taking care of the whole person, mind, body, and spirit, regardless of the success that we garner. Period. Yeah, we have to. You have to. I have to. Even if my level of success is just little, tiny. It's very important that we be aware and be mindful of coping mechanisms, coping strategies, and again, I will say, till I'm blue in the face again, aligning our values. Aligning our values are very important. So, the last time, success, money, all that does not equal a stress-free life. Thank you. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, spread it to other folks that may like it too. Listen to my other shows, my other podcasts, and yes, I'll be publishing some reviews and some other stuff. Good grief. It's a lot. It's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. But remember always to live light and stress well.